On May 29th, 1453, the walls of Constantinople fell, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and the dawn of a new era. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople stood as the heart of Eastern Christianity, a bridge between Europe and Asia, and a prize sought by empires. Under Sultan Mehmed II, the Ottomans prepared meticulously. Massive cannons, a fleet dragged over land, and a vision of empire drove their campaign. For 53 days, the Byzantines resisted bravely, but outnumbered and exhausted, they faced an overwhelming force. At dawn, the final assault broke through the Theodosian walls. Emperor Constantine XI vanished into legend, fighting to the very end. Mehmed II entered the city as Mehmed the Conqueror, transforming Constantinople into Istanbul, the shining capital of the Ottoman world. The fall of Constantinople reshaped global trade, power, and culture. It remains one of the most significant turning points in human history. Year 79 AD. Pompeii, a Roman city of around 11,000 people, thrives under the shadow of Mount Vesuvius. On August 24th, the earth trembles. By noon, Vesuvius explodes, sending a column of smoke 20 kilometers into the sky. Ash and pumice rain down, collapsing roofs. Many flee, but thousands remain, trapped by falling debris. By the next morning, a surge of toxic gas and molten rock sweeps through the city. In less than 24 hours, Pompeii is gone. Over 2,000 lives are lost. Bodies, homes, even loaves of bread, preserved in ash for centuries. In 1748, excavations begin. Archaeologists uncover a city frozen in its last moment, a unique window into Roman life. Pompeii's last day is a tragedy, but also a time capsule. It shows us how an ancient civilization truly lived and died. In the 3rd century BC, the Library of Alexandria was founded in Egypt. It was meant to gather all the world's knowledge under one roof. Over 400,000 scrolls filled its shelves, some say even more. Works of Greek philosophers, Egyptian wisdom, Indian science, Mesopotamian history. It was the heart of learning in the ancient world. But in 48 BC, during Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria, flames spread from the harbor to the city. Many believe the great library burned that day. Others say it survived, only to be destroyed in later centuries. What was lost? Knowledge of forgotten empires, maps of distant lands, medical and astronomical discoveries far ahead of their time, all reduced to ash. Historians still debate the truth. Was it Caesar, later Roman emperors, or simple neglect over time? No one can say for certain. The Library of Alexandria remains the greatest what-if in history. A place where civilization's wisdom could have survived, but instead vanished forever. Deep in the jungles of Central America, the Maya built one of the greatest civilizations of the ancient world. From 2000 BC to the 16th century, they raised towering pyramids, vast cities, and sacred temples. At their peak, the Maya population may have reached more than 10 million people. They were brilliant astronomers, charting the skies with precision. They developed a complex calendar that could predict solar eclipses, Their hieroglyphic writing system recorded dynasties, wars, and rituals, and their architecture rivaled that of Egypt and Mesopotamia. But around the 9th century, something mysterious happened. The great cities of the classic Maya, Tikal, Copan, Palenque, were suddenly abandoned. Temples were left to the jungle. Once bustling plazas fell silent. Scholars suggest decades of drought may have starved the people. Endless wars between rival city-states could have drained resources. Over-farming may have exhausted the land, making survival impossible. Most likely, it was all of these factors combined. The collapse was not the end of the Maya people. Millions of their descendants still live in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. They keep alive traditions, languages, and rituals passed down for centuries. Yet, their ancient cities remain ruins in the jungle. Stone pyramids and temples, silent witnesses to a mystery that has never been fully solved. The fall of the Maya remains one of history's greatest unanswered questions. In the late Bronze Age, on the coast of modern-day Turkey, stood the legendary city of Troy. A city of high walls, bustling markets, and powerful kings. Its name would echo through history as the stage of one of the greatest wars ever told. According to Homer's epic poems, the Greeks besieged Troy for 10 long years. Heroes like Achilles, Hector, and Odysseus fought on its bloody fields. And behind it all, a story of love and betrayal, the abduction of Helen. The Greeks seemed destined to fail until they devised a cunning trick, a giant wooden horse left at Troy's gates as a gift. The Trojans brought it inside their walls, never knowing Greek warriors hid within. By nightfall, the Greeks emerged from the horse, gates were opened, and Troy was set ablaze. The city that had withstood a decade of war was reduced to ash in a single night. But was it real? Archaeologists have uncovered ruins at Hisarlik in Turkey that may be the true Troy, evidence of a great city destroyed by fire around 1200 BC. Perhaps the legend hides a kernel of truth. Troy lives on in myth, in history, and in ruins. A reminder of how stories of love, war, and destruction can outlast even the mightiest of cities. In the Valley of Mexico, the Aztecs built one of the greatest empires of the Americas. Their capital, Tenochtitlan, rose from the waters of Lake Texcoco, a city of canals, temples, and towering pyramids. The Aztecs were fierce warriors and skilled engineers. They created chinampas, floating gardens that fed millions. Their temples reached to the skies, and their rituals honored the gods. In 1519, Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés landed on their shores. At first, the Aztecs welcomed the strangers, believing they might be messengers of the gods. But alliances, betrayal, and steel would soon shatter that belief. By 1521, war had consumed the empire. Spanish cannons roared, and disease spread faster than swords. Tenochtitlan burned, its temples destroyed, its people slaughtered. The Aztec Empire, once a mighty power, collapsed in just 2 years. Yet its legacy endures in Mexico today, in language, art, and tradition. The night the gods fell was not the end, but a transformation. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean lies one of the world's most remote places, Easter Island. Known to its people as Rapa Nui, It became famous for its colossal stone statues, the Moai, silent guardians carved from volcanic rock, watching over the island. The Rapa Nui people thrived for centuries. Skilled farmers and seafarers, they carved nearly 900 Moai. Each statue represented ancestors, chiefs, and the spirit of the people. But by the 17th century, something changed. Forests were cut down, soil eroded, and resources dwindled. Rival clans fought for survival, toppling the very statues they had once raised. Some blame deforestation and overuse of resources. Others point to warfare, famine, and even European contact. The true cause remains a mystery, debated to this day. Yet the people of Rapa Nui endure. Their descendants still live on the island, preserving traditions, language, and art. The Moai remain standing, a haunting reminder of both human achievement and fragility. In the desert of Jordan lies a city carved into rose-red cliffs. Petra, a city of stone hidden for centuries. The Nabateans, master builders and traders, created a thriving hub of culture and commerce. Temples, tombs, and monuments rose from the rock, dazzling travelers from across the ancient world. Petra became known as the Rose-Red City, half as old as time. Its water systems and grand facades reflected both ingenuity and power. But Petra's glory did not last forever. Trade routes shifted, cutting the city off from wealth and travelers. Then came earthquakes, shattering temples and homes carved in stone. The Romans took control, but even they could not restore its former greatness. By the 7th century, Petra had fallen silent, its streets empty, its grandeur swallowed by the desert sands. For centuries, it remained unknown to the outside world, until 1812, when a Swiss explorer revealed its wonders once more. Today, Petra endures as a haunting reminder of ambition and loss, a city of stone, deserted yet never forgotten. On the coast of North Africa stood Carthage, a city of wealth, power, and ambition, Rome's greatest rival. The Carthaginians ruled the seas. Their mighty navy and vast trade network made them masters of the Mediterranean. But Rome's hunger for power sparked a conflict that would last over a century. 3 Punic Wars, battles that would decide the fate of the ancient world. Hannibal Barca, Carthage's greatest general, marched his army across the Alps, bringing war to Rome's doorstep. For a time, victory seemed within reach, but Rome endured. In 149 BC, the Romans returned, determined to end Carthage once and for all. The city was besieged, its walls bombarded, its people starving. For 3 years, Carthage resisted. Then, in 146 BC, Roman legions stormed the city. Flames consumed its temples and streets. The cries of its people were drowned by the roar of destruction. Carthage was erased from history. The Romans salted the earth, ensuring nothing would grow again. Only ruins remain, a haunting reminder of a city once powerful enough to challenge Rome itself. Beneath the waves lies a legend, a lost city spoken of for over 2,000 years. Atlantis. The story begins with the philosopher Plato. He described a mighty empire that vanished in a single day and night, a tale of power, hubris, and destruction. A city of unmatched beauty and technology, grand temples, shining towers, and canals stretching across the island, a civilization ahead of its time. But Atlantis fell victim to its own ambition. A cataclysmic disaster swallowed the city, leaving only myths and fragments of memory. Some believe Atlantis was real, a warning from history. Others say it was only a story, a metaphor crafted by Plato. The truth remains hidden beneath the waves. Over centuries, myths grew wilder. Some imagined survivors adapting to life beneath the ocean, becoming mysterious sea dwellers, half human and half myth. Atlantis inspired countless works of art, literature, and film, from ancient maps and medieval manuscripts to modern novels, movies, and games. A timeless symbol of mystery and wonder. Santorini, the Azores, the Caribbean, many places have been linked to Atlantis. Explorers and scientists continue to search, hoping to uncover the truth behind the legend. Atlantis may never be found, but its legend endures, a haunting reminder of mankind's greatest dreams and deepest fears.